What is going on, everybody? Mack here, and just before the video starts, I just want to obviously apologise. You'll probably hear me say it in the video anyway for not being around, but a lot of shit has been going on in my life and it's made it really difficult to do YouTube and do recording. What you've seen from the channel so far is just random bits of gameplay that I've managed to record and managed to upload in my spare time. But recently, it's not been as easy for me and lots of shit has happened in my life. Distorting things, but it's for another time. Anyway, I just want to say, if I do sound a bit shaky in this video and a bit, down, it's because of that. And, there's a lot of shit that's been going on. And, if I am shaky and I am nervous, it's probably because I'm getting back into the swing of things again. And it feels like brand new again. And the thing is, I don't want to lose my YouTube. I don't, because it always brings happiness to myself. And, like I said, it makes me happy. So thanks again, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. What is going on, everybody? Mack here, and today I've got another informational video for you about Destiny 2. Now, they had their Bungie revealed their gameplay over a week ago, roughly now, and there might have been some things you missed. So these are 8 things you might have missed during Destiny 2's gameplay reveal when you watched it when it was streamed. So this week has brought a ton of new information to Destiny 2, but the game's official gameplay reveal, while a lot of the conversation since then has focused on topics including the new subclasses, which is in another video I've got for you guys, maybe in the upcoming week. So the first thing, which you probably wouldn't noticed, even when you saw the new Dawnbringer? I can't remember the name of that bloody warlock thing. Anyway, it's that one. Swords are back. So, while there weren't any swords available to play in Destiny 2 when people played it in their, that gameplay test that they got to do when they went to the premiere, the trailers released to show swords in the game. So, not only that, in this picture here, it looks like there'll be a handful of new designs, including katana-styled swords. Now, this would be a really cool concept, and the fact is that, swords were added in the Taken King expansion, and there's only been a few of them. You had the basic epic sword of that energy color, void, solar, arc, and then you had your exotic versions, razor lighter, dark drinker, and the freaking lightning one that no one uses. I can't remember the name of it. Swords, yeah, so you know what I mean, there's only been really a couple, and then you had the young wolf's blood, I believe that's what it's called, the Rise of Iron one. Moreover, most of them are a similar style, and they are, just a little different colour. That's pretty much what they were. So it's nice to see a variety design in Destiny 2. This is interesting as well, because will they, move differently? Will you swing them differently? Will you attack with them differently? Who knows? Will they have different powers? Who knows? Katana style, will you have a lunge? Will you have like a sweeping overhead attack? Will you have a leg sweep? These are all things you've really got to think about as, a player in Destiny, is think now how you're going to use these items they're giving you in the game, to your advantage. And it's also interesting to think, well, where do we get those katanas from? So moving on to number 2. Now, if you haven't seen already, there's a new t-shirt in the Bungie store with the release of this gameplay premiere reveal on the stream on their Twitch chat account. So the very first official teaser trailer as well is, the biggest bit for this number 2, which is Cade's Ramen Shop. Now, this was a cheeky video with Cade 6 talking about how during the Cabal invasion, his favourite ramen shop in the tower was destroyed. It's a fun Easter egg, and the ramen shop shows up in the tower north. So, it's a nice little Easter egg, and Cade, that was his ramen shop. That was his fun little place. Now, you can get a t-shirt with the ramen shop on it, which is kind of cool, which is kind of to, maybe has a little twist of lore involved with Cade. Who knows? Number 3, the dubious volley rocket launcher. Now, this was what was supposed to be in Destiny 1. This was one of those items, just like the helm of Krolok, that got changed to the hood of Malok. This is just one of those items that should have been in Destiny 1, but was left to very later date. Luckily, the helm of Krolok, now the hood of Malok, was placed in Destiny 1 when we had the Chalice strike, I believe, or whatever the one Malok was in. This one was in a very, very, very quick clip, and it appears that the well-known but never released exotic may finally make its way into Destiny with this sequel. Dubious Volley was an exotic rocket launcher that fans found in the Destiny database around the release of Taken King, the same time they found the hood of Malok. But the weapon was never made an appearance in that expansion, nor any that followed it. This rocket launcher looks especially like the Dubious Volley with its giant microphone design, While it's not confirmed that's what this weapon is, it definitely looks the part, or at least Destiny 2's equivalent. So it may look different, it may not look different, it may look exactly the same, they've just decided to put it in, but we will be having that rocket launcher in Destiny 2. It's interesting to see, you actually see the player use this rocket launcher, and it shoots out like these bolts of like little mini rockets, I guess you could call them, or lightning. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got the clip. If I do, you're probably seeing it now. So in that case, yay, the clip. If not, my bad. I've got a picture. Moving on to number 4. This is the most interesting one for me. Is, you see Shax with a razor lighter. So this little passage here that reads, one of the first rumours about Destiny 2 was leaked by Mega Block's set, which features Lord Shax facing off in the tower hangar against a Cabal tank with a razor lighter exotic sword. That playset got the attention of fans because its scene had never taken place in Destiny. With fresh rumours that Destiny 2 would see Cabal invading the last city, it made the leaked Mega Block set certainly sound legitimate. And based on this image featuring Shax and the razor lighter on his back, it appears to further confirm that is something players will see in Destiny 2. Now, will Shax be alongside you? Would that be an adventure? These ones they've been talking about, you meet these NPCs and you go on an adventure with them. Will we be having one with Shax, or will it just be a PvP scene? Who knows? Will it just be a cinematic? I'd like to think that we'd actually get to fight along Shax, being, a big Shax fan. I'd like to see one day maybe me and him pulling up a razor light together, chilling out, having a brewski, maybe a cigar at the same time, and killing a tank. Don't forget the tank. That'd be awesome. But anyway, moving on to number 5. Now, speaking of tanks, we also may get to drive tanks. Now, if you didn't see this in the gameplay reveal, there was actually a nice little vehicle, little clip for you guys that was actually kind of fun. So this clip, it was, if I've got it again, yeah, if not, it's a picture of a tank. But anyway, it reads, tanks show up a few times in the Destiny 2 trailers, but one shot in particular shows a tank from a third-person view of the player besides the Sparrow. Vehicles were largely absent from Destiny 1. The vehicle-centered PvP mode combined arms even went absent from the game for a long period of time, but Destiny 2 looks like Bungie is drawing from its Halo roots again by adding a playable tank vehicle. A tank was shown being used in PvE and nothing has been announced yet for PvP. Now, will this be part of the raid? Will this be part of a strike? Will this be just, you find one and use it, just like we used the pikes when we had them and we fought, what's his face, the guy who gets out the Archon Priest. That one. Is it going to be like this? It's interesting to see that they're bringing stuff in. It's kind of cool. This one for me, because I'm a lore-based fan and I like the lore, in the gameplay reveal, you see a cinematic of Zavala. You see him walking up, surrounded by civilians, and a young girl comes out of the crowd and stands next to him. As he looks down, you may have not noticed this, but that was young Amanda Holliday. So that was a past cinematic cutscene. So not a lot of you would have realised that was her and what sort of time frame that was. He gets, as that gameplay reveal cinematic goes on and on and on, you could tell that it was in the past. But at that point, that really confirms how long ago Zavala's been a Vanguard for. He's been there for a very long time. And it's crazy. And, she comes out of this crowd and she looks up in awe about this ship flying around into the sky. And that girl is Amanda Holliday, who is known as a ship right now in the tower. So that's a nice little Easter egg. So maybe will that suggest that she's going to be in Destiny 2? I'd like to see her in Destiny 2. I don't see why she shouldn't be. Yeah, that'd be cool. Now, something that you probably didn't see in the trailers for Destiny and the gameplay reveal, unless you were actually there and playing the game, you lucky bastards. If you were, then you'll know this. If you weren't, then unfortunately I've got to tell you something that's pretty damn cool and may even make you, get too excited. Players can now mantle ledges. That's right, we can actually jump towards a ledge and climb up it. Interesting to think, huh? No more of that, almost getting onto that ledge and falling. No. We're climbing that like Assassin's Creed now. So what it says here, it says in detail that wasn't present during the stream, but was apparent to any that went hands-on with the game at the event. Players can now mantle ledges if they get close enough, but don't fully make the lap across gaps. This is great news for players that once struggled with Destiny's platform sections. It should make future explorations a little easier. So could you imagine having that mantle jump when we used to do the VOG raids, doing that awful bloody jumping puzzle? You know, it would make your life a little bit easier. You know, you just would make life easier. And I think I'm glad to see it coming in. And that for me is a really cool, thing they brought in. It wasn't difficult to bring in. You know, they've done it for us. It's nice. Good stuff. Another interesting one, and this is our last one on the list, is color-coded grenades. So for Destiny 2, Bungie has added color scheme to grenades to help players know whether it's an explosive, is friendly or not. So that's interesting. So the enemy is going to have maybe a red one rather than a blue one, or a red one instead of a green, a yellow instead of a green. Our colours will be the, brighter colours. Our colours will be the calm colours, the hero colours. What I mean by that is like the blues, the greens. Sometimes the reds can be hero colours. We're going to have the hero colours, like I said. And the enemies will more likely have, evil colours, red, black. Sometimes white can be evil as well. Like all these colours and coordinations, they're going to let you know what colours are what colours are where. So it's interesting to see that, and that's nice. So, in most cases, if a grenade is close enough to a player, it's too late to make a judgment call. But for trap grenades like the Titan's Lightning Grenade, it'll be helpful to see which team explosives is working for. So it'd be nice in PvP, I guess, if they're going to do it for that, and as well in PvE as well. Because if they become friendly fire grenades, we might be in trouble. Let's hope Destiny, doesn't end up too realistic now. But that is the end of the video, and I hope you guys did enjoy. You let me know which was your favourite bit about this, and what you knew about and what you didn't know about. And hopefully I've given you some insight into what's coming up in Destiny 2 in September. So if you have enjoyed, and leave a comment, tell me what you liked. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Mack.